Greetings once again in our campaign primer videos for the continent of Carpathia and the Dawn of Chaos campaign. Today I would like to spend some time talking about a particular area of Carpathia known as the Bone Wastes. Represented here by the area in the game World of Warcraft by the exact same name, the Bone Wastes. So the bone wastes can easily be described as a desert of black sand with no heat, where the bones of many creatures who have died there over the year stick out above the black sand. It is a lifeless area where nothing grows, and the few remains of trees and plant life that are recognizable are actually just nothing but petrified. Petrified trees, petrified grass, petrified plants. It is an area populated by the undead. Skeletons, zombies, ghouls, ghosts, and spirits. These are the only footprints that you will find in the sand of this undead land. Now, long ago, before the War of the Stones, in the Second Age, the area known as the Bone Wastes was actually an area of lush, fertile farmland, low rolling hills, and hardwood forests. The majority of the area belonged to the Kingdom of Trillion, with Trellwind as its capital. It was a large, fair, and just kingdom whose monarchs ruled peacefully and were loved by all. A small town of the name of El Pueblo sat where the lifeless citadel now stands. A very skilled archmage named Nethril from the court of Trellwind had made this town his home and had built the tower there to retire. He lived there peacefully, doing his experiments, tending his gardens, and creating wonderful magical items for the children of the town. However, his retirement would not last for long. The War of the Stones came to his doorstep, and it is said that the dragon armies captured him and corrupted his mind for their purposes. Others say that during the war he lost a longtime lover, and that it broke his heart and it rotted his soul. Similar rumors persist among travelers that a group of adventurers actually stole an item precious to Nethril that forced his hand and turned him evil. On and on the stories and rumors go, but one bit of truth that is known is that Nethril did, at least to some extent, aid the dragon armies during the war, and he met his death near the Battle of Sky, in the Field of Sky, somewhere near the town of Defiance, kind of marked by this X circle on the map. So, years after the War of the Stones, Nethril's tower once again sprang to life. Strange lights were seen coming from the tower, and all attempts from adventurers to access it failed. The tower itself had been magically sealed, and many years later a fantastic event happened. The doors to Nethril's tower flew open, and undead creatures, skeletons, zombies, ghouls, and the like, flowed out of the tower and laid waste to the town. Survivors of the town fled to Trellwind, and spoke of a skeletal figure in wizard's robes commanding an army and calling himself Nethrix. Now, Nethrix's undead armies scoured the lands of Trillion, laying waste to everything in sight. The undead's foul magic corrupted the once fertile land and the lush forests until nothing remained but a vast, deathly landscape. Trellwind, of course, sent many armies to reclaim the land and defeat the being known as Nethrix. At least 4 major campaigns invaded the land over many years. Each one failed, and with each time the soldier slain, it would rise and fight again for the undead legions of Nethrix. Over the course of 20 years, the undead army conquered the land and fouled it up to the borders that you see today. the gray area here represented by the map. Once it reached to the extent of the old Trillian kingdom, minus Trellian, it suddenly stopped. Nethrix came forth and demanded tribute from the towns now known as Existence and Defiance, and the town known as Existence bent the knee to Nethril and continues to exist on the fringe of the Bone Wastes, each year paying a tribute of gold, weapons, and one human sacrifice. The town of Defiance, however, chose not to bend the knee. Nethrix unleashed a black cloud of death that covered the entire town and killed all living inhabitants. Afterwards, Nethrix raised the slain as undead and forced them to live out a mock life in their death. Today, the town of Defiance is a town populated by docile undead. These undead attempt to farm the land, create items, and even trade with other towns. Every few years, a caravan of undead will come to Pendle or come to Mirefield with wagons filled with rotted crops, rusty tools, and moldy fabrics. They quote-unquote sell and trade these items to anyone who crosses their path, and those who refuse to trade will anger the undead and are always met with hostility. So the Bone Wastes are a barren, foul land where nothing grows and no intelligent being lives. The one exception to this rule is that there have been sightings of a massive blue dragon flying over the Bone Wastes every few years. And I don't, oh yeah, there he is. Very, very fortunate that that guy is there. Rumors persist about the dragon. Some say it's a pet of Nethrix. Others say that the dragon pays tribute to him, and still others say that it is the only creature that continues to resist Nethrix. In any case, no real confirmed sightings of this dragon have ever occurred, and some believe it to be just a bedtime story. To this day, the Bone Wastes lay the same as they were 650 years ago. Nethrix has not been seen in all of that time, nor has his undead armies pushed the boundaries or its holdings. The only proof of his existence at all is the continued patrols of undead that roam the land and the yearly tributes that are paid to him. The Bone Wastes are truly an area where death awaits and no sane creature would ever set foot within its borders. So once again, thank you for indulging me in my homebrew campaign. Thanks for listening to me, and I hope you enjoy the campaign. Thanks for watching.